Stepped on the scene, dripped in saline. Whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front. Dancing to the music, smoking on the. Got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty. Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles. Not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse. In this flexing like a Mr. Universe.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros. Are you still interested in seeing Chris Eubank versus Conor Benn after Conor Benn's return fight and all the allegations of him using PEDs? Well, Chris Eubank Jr. responded to Conor Benn's comeback fight last night. And here's what he had to say. Z's boring. And he tagged Conor Benn in that post. Now, I'm turning over to you, Trill Dollar Bill. What was your reaction to Conor Benn's performance last night, and are you still interested in seeing the Chris Eubank fight?
How are you?
All right. Actually, I'll throw it to you, G.
Yeah. So, am I still interested in that fight? Yes. And the reason why is because before all the drug allegations, I thought Conor Benn was going to beat Chris Eubank Jr. because I felt like Chris Eubank Jr. was going to have to go on a weight cut, and he'll be drained, and it'll make the fight more competitive. But now that we know that Conor Benn was essentially cheating, I'm like, now I'm looking at Conor Benn a little differently, and his performance last night, although he clearly won, like, it's weird. It seems like he has no real legitimate power. So it makes me wonder, like, was the drugs really the main factor of why he was knocking these guys out? And so now that he's fighting, honest, I think it's more level. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think he should still try to figure this out and get it done. And Chris Eubank, he's an entertainer, so he's doing that just to keep that fight going. Probably to get under Conor Benn's skin, but nonetheless, man, it just is what it is, man. And I just gonna say that, I believe all these guys cheat. It's just who's clean in the game, meaning who doesn't get caught, versus the ones who end up getting caught. Conor Benn he probably just had one too many pills and he got busted, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, man. Like, maybe next time he blaming the wet, bro. You'll find a way. You know what I mean?
All right. Are you back with us, Dollar Bill?
Yeah. I just wanted to apologize for that, man. Do I want to see the? Why not? It seems like even if even though he's still trying to. I don't know if he's still saying he's innocent or not. All I know is that if anything, from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing from him, it's a lesson learned. He's gonna move different from now on. He talked about being depressed over the situation, talking about wanting to take his life over the situation, So I think he learned his lesson, no matter what, as moving forward. The backlash and everything that he's been going through, I know for sure he's gonna cross his T's and dot his I's and make sure everything is on the up and up going forward. Y'all know me. I believe in second chances. I'm the advocate for second chances, especially if you're standing on that and you're talking about doing the right thing. So shout out to Conor Benn, man. It looks like he has some remorse or whatever I'm seeing is like he learned his lesson or something, because I see he's really down and he's trying to get back to the top, So whatever. Kudos to him. Long as he learned his lesson and we don't have to revisit this situation again.
So basically, my bro said he don't want no smoke, but I do. Okay, listen, I'm sick of Conor trend. Okay, let's be honest. He looked like a shell of himself in there. Perhaps without
Or it could have been Antonio Margarito was just too good.
Or it could be without some in him, he can't crack an egg. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what it is. I'm just saying, you know, if he got in the ring with Chris Eubank Jr. right now, I feel like he'd get his brain scrambled. That's what I'm saying. His performance was underwhelming, and he looked like a has-been, if you get what I'm saying. So anyways, you know, the dude really was cheating in preparation for the biggest fight of his career, which is a rivalry that predates him and goes back to his dad versus Chris Eubank Jr.'s dad. And Chris Eubank Jr. ended up not participating in the biggest fight of his career, having to fight Liam Smith, which was a more underwhelming, not as glamorous of a matchup as his fight was going to be with Conor Benn, and he ended up losing that fight. Almost kind of reminds me of Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz. You have a replacement opponent, and sometimes it's hard to get up for those fights. So, you know, again, when we talk about Conor Benn, I don't feel like he's cleared himself. You had Robert Smith saying that he hasn't cleared himself, and there's still questions about why he tested positive for a banned substance. So he wasn't cleared to fight by the board of the British Boxing Control. He came and fought in America because the WBC gave him an excuse saying that he had too much eggs. So again, what I feel like is we see fighters get to circumvent drug testing. And which brings me to my point. Why do we even do drug testing? If someone's going to test positive before the fight, still be able to have the fight, and then later on, we all find out, including the person who participated in the fight, then what's the point in drug testing? If Conor Benn's going to test positive for a drug in the UK, and the UK won't give him a license, but in the United States of America, we're just going to give him a license and allow him to fight, what's stopping everyone from just doping? And I get it. There's the belief that everyone dopes, and that belief could be true. But the point is, people care enough to at least not test positive. They care enough to at least make sure that,
They care enough not to get caught.
Yeah. But if this is going to be the penalty for getting caught, what we mad at Big Baby Miller for?
That's a fact.
If this is going to be the penalty for getting caught, what we mad at people for when they get caught? That's all I'm saying. So again, when it comes to Conor trend, all I'm saying is the dude, to me, and to most of the people, because I've seen the polls that are out there, and people believe he cheated. He couldn't knock out a dude. And again, everyone's like, oh, well, that guy had a good chin. Go to his box rec. He fought dudes he was fighting dudes you fight when you're on the come up. He was fighting dudes with like 19 losses. He was fighting dudes who you fight to build your resume. That's why he's never been knocked out. The first recognizable name on his resume is Conor Benn. Do you think I'm joking? He was in the ring with a bunch of dudes who don't box 100% of the time. That's why he's never been knocked out. So people throwing pictures like, oh, the guy had a good chin. The guy was just a guy. They picked him because they thought Conor Benn was going to knock him out, and they were ready to feed you that narrative that, oh, this guy had a granite chin. He had never been knocked out before. And people who don't know how to go to box rec would buy into it. Just go to box rec. I could show it to you, but I'm not going to spoon feed it to you. Go to box rec. Come back in his comment section. Tell me the dudes that he fought that you think should have knocked him out, that have a history of knocking people out. Exactly. It was a joke. Conor Benn, like I said, he looked like a has-been. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can check our podcast out on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.
I feel it in my soul.
so cold. In my cell, all them loony nights.